Are WordPress websites secure? They are if you set them up properly. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. It all starts with your website hosting. Now, many WordPress hosting platforms are secure and are quite good. However, if you're looking for web hosting, I would always look for the following features: a nightly backup, integration with CloudFlare, a staging platform, and online file access. You know, something like one of those web page file managers once you log in. Now, the reason being, should anything happen to your website, you can restore from the previous night's backup. This may be more of a giving an external developer access to your website, and something goes completely wrong, you have the backup, you can roll it back, and your website's safe. The website file manager, now I prefer this to FTP. I know a lot of hosting companies offer FTP, but FTP can have its own security issues, so I don't enable FTP accounts. I prefer to use the platform's file management system, and the reason that's a benefit is, should you go ahead and install a lot of plugins and something goes completely wrong, or a plugin brings the site down, you can go into the plugins folder, either rename the plugin or rename the plugin folder. This disables all plugins and you can get your website back up in seconds. And once your website's back up, you can go into the back end and start to enable folders bit by bit by bit. You can then rename the plugins folder back and disable all the internal plugin folders and then put them all online one by one by one. And this lets you see what plugin folders causing problems. So that's my criteria for website hosting. The next thing is create a free CloudFlare account. Many hosting companies will let you integrate your website with CloudFlare and some don't. For the ones that don't, I'll put a link in the description and show you how to manually link CloudFlare to your WordPress website. To understand how CloudFlare works, imagine that's your website here. This would be CloudFlare, and then your website would sit behind CloudFlare. So all web traffic comes to CloudFlare and passes through CloudFlare to your website. But anything that looks mischievous, CloudFlare drops it, keeping it away from your site. Things like DDoS attacks, where they try and flood your website server's IP address, causing the web server to lock up and hang. CloudFlare gets rid of that, so it stops that from happening to your website. And the free package in CloudFlare will keep you secure and safe. So it's worth doing, absolutely worth doing. If your hosting company does support CloudFlare integration, it would just be a case of clicking enable CloudFlare, logging into a CloudFlare account, and that will handle all the configuration for you. This is why my favourite hosting platform is SiteGround. It's the fastest platform I've found on a low budget. I think the packages start at, for one website, it's between $10 and $15. I pay about $29 because I've got the multiple site account. This lets me do a lot of test websites on there. The next thing you want to do to your website is to limit login attempts. There's actually a plugin called Limit Login Attempts, and it's over 1 million downloads. Now what this does is, if someone logs into your website, you can set the number. I like to go with 3. So if they get the password wrong 3 times, it then locks the website. You specify how long. I think the default is 24 hours. I like 24 hours. And if it is someone important or is an actual user trying to access your website, let them send you a support ticket to your help desk and unlock it manually for them. The benefit of limiting login attempts is that should you get some type of bot that doesn't get picked up by CloudFlare, and it keeps trying different passwords, like over, it'll go through 10,000 passwords in no time. And that means it's what you call a brute force password attack on your website, and it will get through. Whether it's a day, a month, 6 months, it will get through. And by having a limit login plugin, these bots will never crack your login details. And obviously you don't want to be sharing your login details. If you have any contractors working on your website, create a temporary account and give it to them with the access they need, then disable the account once they're finished working on your site. The next thing you want to be thinking about is your theme. Now, themes are one of the biggest issues in having your website compromised. The reason for this is because if you go ahead and get a cheap theme, and let's say you pay $50 for a theme on one of the many sites out there, you don't know if that site's been written by some college grad as a project, or whether it's just some hobbyist writing a theme. Then 6 months to a year down the line, that theme's not updated, and it has a vulnerability that's been discovered. Who's going to fix that theme? Now, there's lots of theme networks out there. Now, you want a theme network where the companies supply their own themes, like Astra Themes. That's who I prefer. Now, Astra Themes write all their own themes, and you can either use the free themes or the paid for themes. With the paid for themes, you've got more functionality, but with the free themes and a good page builder, you can pretty much do anything. There is limits in designing the footer. Once you use something like Astra Themes, redesign it to how you look. I personally use Elementor Page Builder, which gives me so much more flexibility coupled with Astra Themes. Now, Astra Themes is owned by a frame network who write their own themes. Any security issues come up, boom, it's patched. If any performance issues come up, boom, it's patched. And you can set your WordPress site on the latest versions to automatically update. All you do is get an email through to say, this plugin's been updated, this theme's been updated. And when you see that email, go and check your website's all working and all okay. Any issues, you can roll it back from the previous night's backup. If you take this approach to secure your website, they will lock your website down and it'll be fast and secure. If you've got any questions, pop in the comments box below. I'll link to my other videos to show you how to configure CloudFlare, your domain name, set up your WordPress hosting. Till next time, stay awesome.